Hello, welcome. My name is Tony and this is part 5 of the video series, and this one is called Scottish Stones. It is a fact that you cannot meet someone in their past, you can only meet them in the now. This says a lot about how we ought to be dealing with each other, but it also offers a way to understand the past. Because realise, whenever they did anything, a painting, a sculpture, whatever, for them it was there now. And so when we look at something with that appreciation, then the two nows can form a bridge, and we can get a much better feel for what it was that they may have been involved in. Whilst I appreciate this is quite a difficult thing to put over, this video is a small attempt. Thank you.
There are some things in this museum that cannot really be explained. These Scottish carved stones are a good example of this. Very little is known about them. About 400 have been found, and they are about 4,000 to 5,000 years old, and seem to have turned up individually. They show a very high level of craftsmanship, and seem to be designed to fit in the palm of the hand, perhaps like an orb a monarch holds on their coronation. Two of them seem to be based on the number 6. In 2 dimensions, only north, east, south and west are needed. But with 3 dimensions, north, east, south and west with up and down would be needed. So perhaps they are to do with the arts of building. Not necessarily the construction of, but in the fundamental ideas that underpin construction in those times. With any form of mastery, skill and learning are not enough. One has to find the way of living in the bigger picture, where the human is part of the picture, but not the whole picture. In such a state, for a master stonemason, there would be no difference between them and the stone, and there would be no difference between them, the stone, and the laws that govern all things. In this state, a craftsman could put something of those laws into the worked stone, so that anybody looking at the stone could get a sense of one of the many facets to do with the flow of the living laws through life and all things. A contemporary example of this can still be found in Japanese flower arranging. For a person intent on mastership, they would either discover the way of it themselves, or they would need to be shown the balances in themselves. Maybe they would be initiated into the mysteries. If initiation is to have any real meaning, it would be in showing a person the place in themselves where, if they chose to, they could spend the rest of their lives growing into, so that in time they would become a master. There is a sense that these stones, particularly the top one, have the ability to pass on the state of finding oneself in the bigger picture. If you wish to try it, replay this video with the sound off, and imagine you're holding one of the balls in the palm of your hand. It may take a few attempts, and you might find it interesting, but please remember, it's not the stone, it's what's connected to the stone, and once you've got the connection, you don't need the stone.